Thanks for the introduction, PJ. And by the way, my hobby was hill walking, believe it or not. Cran Tool, here we come. But anyway, on Sunday at Mass, I generally would watch the priest getting up to give a sermon, and I would groan if I saw a lot of paper in his hand. I have a lot of paper, but one sheet is relevant, and I hope to get through it before the rain stops us. A Cháirde, and I begin with a Cháirde because that is what we are. We're friends, and we're hanging together, but we're friends. I would like to put on record, if I get a chance, the part played by Mary Smiddick in the Cork Evening Echo. Now, Mary Smiddick wrote an article that lit my fire in regard to the adoption laws that were proposed by a minister, Mary Hannafin. Within the laws, it was suggested that people who were adopted, as Una is, from here, my daughter, and people who were adopted, if they were tracing their roots and found that the root or whatever didn't want to be contacted, but they carried on the trace, they were liable to jail and a fairly hefty fine on top of it. At the time, I'm sure you'll remember, those of you who do, brown paper envelopes changing hands at political circles. And I thought, none of these shysters is going to put any one of my daughters in jail for doing what's normal. And it was Mary Smiddick lit the fire, and I'd like to thank her for so doing. The adoption bill died on that particular thing, but the minister of the day took that article out. The minister was Brian Linehan, the unfortunate man who died of cancer. We met him, a gentleman to his backbone. That's all I can say. I contacted, by the way, Frank O'Brien in 96 FM, suggested he'd read the Echo. He did, came back to me, Tom, would you go on? And I said, for this? Yes, definitely. And I do have a bad temper. It was lighting then, it's lighting now, and I just heard that unfortunate girl outlining Kira or Deirdre, who am I? In the name of God, what nonsense went on. And I mean nonsense. Christianity? No. On the radio, Frank O'Brien arranged an interview. The interview was carried out by Mick Mulcahy. PJ was writing that. And then the interview was on a Thursday. I got a phone call from Mark O'Hare. I'm using names, by the way, to put them on record. Mark O'Hare rang. He was a butcher in Bishopstown. But he did ring. Tom, can we meet? Sure, of course. And he rang later. Can I bring a few pallets? Yeah, sure. And we arranged to meet in the Kingsley Hotel. I rang Kingsley and warned there might be a crowd. There were 80 at the meeting. 80 of us. Out of that 80 came No My Own. But the meeting itself transferred to the Ad Manning bar because the manager of the Ad Manning was adopted himself. Now, I appreciate you're getting drenched. I'll shut down as fast as I can. We had two great colleagues, Catherine Brady and Brian Oman. Brian is here today. Catherine has gone to God. But if you looked for traces, you had them by return almost. Now, again, I mentioned Mark O'Hare, but Mark O'Hare, PJ, Martin Parfrey, and myself were amongst the group that got Know My Own going. And we are still here, and we're still at your service if we can help you in any way at all. But having said that, could I say that, again, I started with the idea I may not have said it because of the rain, forgot it. The pen is mightier than the sword. The Cork Evening Echo brought us together, started the group, and in terms of words, the group was given a name by Oliver Keane. Oliver Keane, professionally, a musician, wrote a piece of music you'll hear later. The music referred to, or in so many words said, don't they know that all I want is to know my own? Oh, I said, that's a great title. Know my own. That's what we're about. And we're the only group of its type in Europe, possibly in the world, simply because elsewhere you have adoptive parents, you have adopted people, a separate group, and a third group, the birth parents. In our group, we're all together, and we're all working very well together, as you can see. I mean, my daughter, myself, and my wife would be here if she could. She's crippled. But look, we're trying to help each other. And as the other said, Ní neart go cúr le chéile. And again, the pen is mightier than the sword. Know my own, our words and our name. And thanks for listening.